I have just hopped into bed, and I am truly, truly melting to the point where I might just evaporate. I mean, look at the size and the thickness of these covers. And it doesn't help the fact that I'm wearing my signature fluffy pajamas. But hey, I really don't like complaining when it's warm, especially when it's hot and warm and cosy in Scotland, considering the fact that the weather here is usually pretty grim, pretty grey, dull and grim, to say the least. And today we were blessed with absolutely glorious weather, and I couldn't have asked for better weather, to be honest, today, because I'm here with my mum at Loch Lomond, and I am currently staying at probably the most beautiful hotel I've stayed at, the Lodge on Loch Lomond. And I'd never been to Loch Lomond before, despite it being, well, not the most popular loch in Scotland. I'm sure you've heard of Loch Ness, but one of the most popular lochs in Scotland. It's my first time here, and to have crystal clear waters, blue skies, was such a treat. I took my mum here for her birthday, because it's gone to that point where I ask my mum what she'd like for a present and she doesn't know and I don't know what to get her. So I think having an experience together, like a hotel stay, is a good way to go. I just noticed that the headboard of the bed is this really nice faux leather material. Excuse my chubby wee hands. Anyway, spinning you back round. It's been a really relaxing and tranquil day. We had a day at the spa, used the wonderful facilities, had afternoon tea. Oh, and it turns out that I can eat gluten again. I'm so happy, so happy. I thought I'd developed a gluten intolerance after India. Turns out that I just had picked up a wee parasite pal, so I'm glad to have gone to the bottom of that, and I was able to enjoy a scone with butter and clotted cream. Delicious clotted cream. Oh, so good. And the best brownie I think I've ever had. Genuinely. And I've had a lot of brownies because I love brownies. So it's been marvellous. And be a great chance to film as well, because I've received some comments recently, and people have been expressing the fact that they miss the old channel, in the sense that they miss my videos from a few years ago. They miss the old shorty. And I take all your comments on board. I love getting your feedback. And this was a piece of feedback that was hard to read, I suppose, but I did take it on board, and I wanted to bring this back to basics for you. I couldn't decide which side I was going there. I'm going to go to this side. I'm going to go and whisper it this side and get up in your left ear. So what were people saying in the comments? I think people think that they think the channel is missing something that it had a few years ago. Now, I was kind of shocked to learn that, because I feel that I've grown as a creator, but more importantly as a person. A few years ago, I'd say that I was definitely not ashamed. No, that's too far too far. I was scared of what people would think if they found out about my ASMR channel. Whereas now I'm very open about it, and it's liberating, and I feel that makes me more confident, not just in creating ASMR, but in my day-to-day life. And I've thought that confidence is translated over to these videos, but perhaps not in the eyes of some people, and that's totally fair, and I appreciate those opinions. I think the issue sometimes is when you create, you come up with something pure, but when you start to see a bit of success with your creation, sometimes it can swerve off and become something else. You're trying to meet the demands of a new audience, figure out an algorithm. So that was maybe quite a nice trigger word there. Anyway, maybe I have lost sight a little bit with this channel, I don't know. But if I have, it's not been my intention. I just want to create the best content I can, and for it to, I suppose, help as many people as possible. But you can get very easily caught up in the numbers game with YouTube, far too easily. So maybe it's time that I just go back to creating for the sake of creating, in a way. When something does become a source of income, that's a difficult one too. But at the end of the day, that's not what I want it to be about. So I thought to go back to what I was saying, to go back to the point, to pull it back. I wanted to make an old school style video, a lo-fi video like I used to create back when I used to travel to China for work and film in hotel rooms. spending my evening with you. And I've missed this a lot. Not that I travel for work anymore. Well, I've got a new job. I'm a DJ. But my life has changed so much since the beginning of this channel. If you'd said to me 5 years ago, when I uploaded my first video, that fast forward to the future, I'd be in this situation. Well, what is this situation? I am a DJ and electric violinist who creates ASMR content full time. Whereas back then I was working for a university, travelling to China for work, had a long-term boyfriend, living with him, and now I live on my own, work from home, work on my own. My life is turned upside down, and I'm so happy with everything and how everything's worked out, and I'm lucky that I've dodged a few bullets along the way. I've grown in confidence. This is the main thing. I've just had the opportunity to discover who I am, and in that process I have become more of that. I've allowed my personality to blossom, I guess. Maybe that doesn't come across as well on videos, who knows. But life really is a journey that we just can't predict. But the thing we can do, what we can control, is our mind. You can't control what's going to happen in life, but you can control how you deal with it. You can control your thoughts. With a lot of training, you can. But it's so important that we learn to try to control how we deal with things. Having a positive mindset has helped me through hardships, and I think that's what allowed me to grow the most. Going through things, and when we're faced with adversity, that's when we truly get to know ourselves. We see how we react, we see how we adapt, and we discover what it is that makes us tick. And that's kind of what I've been going through, a whole transformational period of my life. Why am I sharing this with you? Because you've helped me throughout the whole process too. Having my little corner, having my wee corner of the internet to turn to throughout the past, mainly 2 years, that's when everything has changed. Throughout the past 2 years, you've been my rock. I really appreciate you for that, for giving me the time, the space, and the medium through which to express myself. Thank you. Thank you. I know my upload schedule's often all over the shop, but it's because I am running around DJing and playing violin and staying in fancy, stunning hotels apparently. Honestly, I highly recommend this hotel if you fancy a wee trip to Scotland. You have to see Loch Lomond. They don't call it the Bonnie Banks of Loch Lomond for nothing. So I would recommend that you stay here. I want to take a video and somehow incorporate the balcony. That's honestly, the balcony is right on the loch. Right on the loch. So I'm thinking, how can I create a video that's using that beautiful view? Anyway, I digress. What was I saying? I think I was just thanking you for being there, being here, listening to me. But to go back to the whole idea of change, nothing in this life is permanent. Everything will change eventually. I find it's best not to try and resist that change too much. That's what's helped me get through difficult periods too. Learn to go with the flow as much as I can. There have been some less than ideal situations that have arisen over the past 2 years. But I don't resent those situations. I don't resent the people involved. You might think I'm being too positive here, toxic positivity, if you like. But I'm really grateful for everything that's happened in my life, because it's all brought me to this point right here. And I feel that right here, where I am right now, I'm happy. And life's about the challenges. We need the challenges to grow, to learn, to enjoy your problems. Means that you can look back and reflect and see that it was a period of growth. A period where you transformed, and grew into a stronger person. We need failure to learn. We need challenges to solve the problems and grow. If you're going through anything right now, know that it will pass. Like I say, nothing stays the same. Things will change, and this difficult period will cease to exist at one point in the future. And trust me, you'll be stronger once you've gotten through it. Tough times never last, only tough people. Stealing that from another ASM artist that I watched recently. I love our little community. Well, big community now. That collab video that I created has been the highlight of my ASMR career. It was amazing to have my favourite ASM artists, or some of them, respond and come back with such beautiful content to put in that video compilation. I felt truly blessed, lucky, excited, and I suppose suppose it helped inject enthusiasm for my ASMR journey moving forward as well. Sometimes things can get stale and stagnant, but I think I found my passion for ASMR again. Maybe that's what the comments meant about missing the old shorty. Maybe they sensed my wee loss of passion. I don't think it was necessarily a loss of passion, just that my mind was elsewhere for a lot of the time over the past few years. But now that I'm reflecting upon it, perhaps those comments were really fair. Not that I found them unfair, but I was just maybe a bit more confused. Maybe a bit hurt as well. You know, somebody saying that they miss the old shorty makes me think, so what's wrong with me now? But maybe that's what was getting picked up on. I had so much on my mind, so much to deal with over the past few years. ASMR hasn't been perhaps at the forefront of my mind, but I've ignited the fire again. I'm back. Well, as much as I can balance things with DJ electric violin duo that I'm a part of with my twin sister, Kintra. That is the main focus, really. Well, ASMR and music. But if I could go full time completely with music, that would be the dream. We all need to find that passion. And we can have multiple passions. We just need to make sure we've got focus if we have a dream. Focus in on what our passions are, where we want to go with them, if we want to go anywhere with them. You don't have to turn your passion into your dream. You just keep it for your hobby, and that's perfectly okay. Fortunately for me, it suits me. I'd love to turn my passion into my reality, my everyday. And I'm getting there. Anyway, enough of my rambling. It's probably 1 o'clock in the morning, and I did want to catch sunrise because, as I said, this view is phenomenal. Anyway, thank you for listening, for sharing this quiet moment with me. Thank you for always being there for me and just sticking with me throughout the years. I really, truly appreciate it.